morning, everyone. It's interesting when we think about the different ways that God can use us in order to help to spread the word. So, thank you. So, in April 2019, I started after the pandemic started, with a project to do the missionary work. Like I was asked Alice, like, what we can do, what I can do. And as many of you know, I started and I was doing Uber. So I was working as a driver. And in April, thanks to Pastor Paul, we received an email from Pastor Dale Galucha from Pacific Press, and he's asking us if we can do an interview because he got information about what we were doing, the Uber outreach. And then so I sent him the picture about what is in the car, and he published this not only in the Pacific Press but the Visitor magazine. So after this, in my mind and in my heart, I have the thought that I want to help. The same thing I was doing here, I would like to do in Venezuela, but I'm not there. So what can I do in order to help my people in Venezuela? Because they have more needs than what we believe. So in the first instance, I was thinking about to send some of my clothes, and I have maybe 2 boxes ready to be shipped. And then it was when I heard about another project that they were giving away some great controversies, and I say, I want some for Venezuela. So that's what, when many of you know, we started with 5,000 books of the great controversy and more than 1,000 Bibles that were sent to Venezuela. And then what's next? This year, those books were sent. Thanks to Philadelphia, thanks to you, we received so many clothes and books and more Bibles and more literature to send to Venezuela. In total, were about more than 5 pallets. And I was in shock because everything happened in less than 1 month. We saw all the clothes downstairs in the basement, and Alex was at some point saying, like, you are crazy, you don't have the money, how are you gonna do this? Our house was packed, like there's no way where you can walk. So I say, I don't know, God will make the way. So this year I was thinking in January, like, I want to do this again. And I have a person who in December, he already said, okay, I have 1,000 Bibles for you if you want to send it to Venezuela. They are in Texas, they are still in Texas. So in the weekend of March 4, I already confirmed this week that they're going to send those 1,000 Bibles to Miami. So in January 19, I sent an email to Pastor Galucha and said, why not? He can maybe help me with this project. Say, Pastor, I sent him an email. Anything that you have that is in Spanish, that is storage there, and you don't need it and you haven't sold it, why you don't sell it to me for the low price? And let me know. And this is what I'm interested in, which is the magazine that I introduced with you, our 28 Beliefs. And because our idea is to reach evangelical people and Pentecostals in Venezuela. So I received this email the same day. He said, what an awesome plan you have. And I know God is leading. We will certainly help. So I wait for a couple of days. And then on February 3rd, he sent me this email. He said, can you read? How many pallets of materials could we send? And I was in shock. I think Pastor Jim Howard, he was there at the time I received the email, and I was in the office. I was, what am I going to do now? And then I say, I answered him, as many pallets as you can. So in my mind, I was thinking maybe 3 or 4. I still need to collect the money for that, but I don't know. And talking to Pastor Jim and Pastor Ramon Canales, I say, God will make the way. If He found the material, He's gonna find the way how we can pay the shipping from Miami to Venezuela, and from and the other thing that you can see in the email is that he said that he has sent everything for free, and he paid the shipping from Pacific Press to Miami. That's amazing. That's how God works when we put our efforts in His hand in order to work in the missionary work. So from evangelism, I found this. There is no greater bliss on this side of heaven than in winning souls to Christ. So then, a couple of days later, he said this: we have 9 pallets of material we're putting together to send to Miami, and this will be free to you. I'm can be happier than how I am. I think that God has extended the missionary work that we do here in this local church, that starts from something very small, and it's extended right now over the 23 states in Venezuela. It's in 21 states, plus the metropolitan area of Caracas. So the only areas that we haven't reached is the Amazonas, the big green state there, and the little island, which is Nueva Esparta. So we haven't sent material there. This week I received an email from another pastor who was sent them from Estado Bolívar to another area in Venezuela, which is the border to Guyana, and they say they need material in English because his church has three churches who speak English. So it's amazing how God works with us. This is the list of all the states and the leaders that we have there, their address and information. And I always say that there's always one way that we can work for God. Sometimes we believe, oh, it has to be something big, or no, we can do only with one little globe track. Our work, it has to be done now. Jesus is coming soon, and I think that we preach it, but sometimes we don't feel it, that it's like it. So it doesn't matter, everything that is started with the Uber outreach, and right now is extended there, everything is because thanks God. I can't count how many material we already have sent to Venezuela, but in Uber, at least, I can tell in the last 2 years, we have distributed at least 10,000. At least cloud tracks, Great Controversies, The Side of Ages, Ministry of Healings, so many literatures, and I want to thank to the church, I want to thank Pastor Sam, I want to thank Paul Blaine for all their help, and of course, thanks to 3 other churches.
Amen.